Um, Thank you for meeting with me. As I said when we talked before, I am trying to interview people who interacted with this individual on his campaign because I am baffled by the events that happened. Um, so really, I would just love for you to explain your encounter with him and what it was like for you.
It was not short of incredible, to be honest. My experience with him is something that I couldn't have had imagined. The situation that I was in with my daughter, she was sick for days, couldn't sleep, I couldn't sleep, and it ended up becoming so bad that I rushed to the hospital with her, and now she's in critical condition. Um, the doctor said that she has this rare disease that they can treat. The specialist who can treat it, someone like me couldn't afford that. And that was just one of the most devastating things that I could ever hear someone say. Not only did my life shatter in front of my face, in front of my eyes, my daughter's life shattered.
Wow.
Her dreams, everything. I was just stunned. I was kind of numb. And I was just crying and begging him, there has to be something. There has to be someone who I can talk to, who can point me in some sort of direction to help my daughter. This doesn't make any sense. She was just fine a couple weeks ago. This doesn't make sense that you're telling me now that no doctor can give her any kind of help and can save her. And he just looked at me and walked out of the room.
Wow.
And in that moment, I just felt so hopeless and abandoned and helpless. I saw on the TV this campaign, this guy on this campaign trail, and something said, turn the TV up. And I grabbed the remote and I turned the TV up. And I was just in the midst of this torture and just sadness that I was feeling. I turned the TV up and I was listening to what he was saying and the things that he's done, the things that he is doing and wanting to do for people. I've listened to the witnesses that were on the campaign giving him reviews about the things that he's done for their community. And I don't know what it was. There was something that just said, go see him.
Wow.
In my heart.
Wow.
It's almost like I got a confirmation for something. And there was a force that said get up and go find this man.
Wow, a force.
A force.
Okay. Yeah.
And when I grabbed my stuff, I had to go find him. I knew he was somewhere a couple blocks away. And to be honest, I was drained from the days before. The moment I got to where he was having the rally, I got closer to him, and there were some of the people that worked with him on his campaign, they were trying to prevent me really from getting to him.
Block you.
They were trying to block me from getting to him. And this man is the man that I'm here to see. It couldn't take anyone to stop me in that moment. My daughter is dying. No one can help me. And I pushed through the security and I begged him. I told him I heard the words that he spoke. I heard people talking about him, about the things that he's done for other people. And I know that he has to do the same for me. I told him my daughter was in the hospital and she is in critical condition. I can't afford to pay a specialist or these specialists that can see her. And he honestly, after me doing all that, he kind of just dismissed me in that moment.
Wow. So in this emotionally charged moment, having heard the sad news about your daughter, you go right there in the moment to find him. You push through this crowd, these people, you make your way to him because of all the positive and great things you heard about him, and he apparently dismisses you?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just wondering, please, just what happens next?
Forgive me, this is a bit emotional to talk about,
I
but
understand.
in that moment, although he dismissed me, it didn't matter what he said in that moment. I know what he could do. I know what he has done, what others have said he has done, and I wanted him to do that for me. It didn't matter what he said to me. I felt no shame in how I did it, in how I went there. There was nothing in me. I wanted him to give me what I know he has for me.
Please, I am. Continue. I just need to know more.
In that moment, I think everybody was just watching. Looking back at it, it seemed like a whole spectacle. And in that moment, I fell on my knees and I asked him, please help me. I'm not leaving here until you give me what I came here for. My daughter is you're the only one who can save my daughter. And I'm not leaving until you give me what I came here for.
You're on your knees now. You're begging him to do this thing for you in front of this crowd. People are watching. What does he say? What happens?
He actually dismissed me again, and just the same response, but I wasn't gonna move. I already said why I'm here. Nothing could stop me from getting what I needed in this moment, and what I needed was him to save my daughter, and he's the only resource that could save my daughter. And I just stood there demanding that he does and give me what he has promised and what I know that he can do. And in that moment of me just sitting there on my knees begging him, he looked at me and said, okay, I hear you. You can go home and I'll take care of everything. And I could say that having my child was probably the happiest moment of my life, but this moment, it was something that I can't even explain. The weight that was lifted, the peace and the joy that I felt, the assurity in his voice and the confirmation that I can trust him, it was mind-blowing for me.
I want to just thank you. Thank you for sharing this story with me. Because, wow, you know, I gotta tell you, your story is not unique to the many that I've researched on this campaign. Once again, the way it started is not the way I expected it to end. And so, just thank you. So it seems like your candidate consistently was in situations that were potentially scandalous. I have one here of him engaging with a woman, maybe outside of a rat. It's a little fuzzy there, but you guys almost thought about trying to get him out the place. He was pushy. Can you tell me about that situation?
Well, we were just on the trail, just greeting people, just hello, hi, how are you doing? And there was this one woman that was just extremely adamant on talking to me. Mm-hmm. And we were like, oh, you just gotta wait your turn and greet everybody the same. She's like, no, I need to talk to him. Right. And we were like, maybe we should get somebody else involved. This doesn't seem right. We were just making sure that everybody was
concerned, a potential threat or something.
Pretty much. And so she was really adamant on getting to him. We were like, but he turns around and comes back to her. And the way he interacted with her was strange to all of us. He was looking down on her almost. It was almost as in a peasant looking at royalty. He was just so high above her at that point that we were all shocked that he would even act that way, because everything that he did was strange, but that especially, that was so out of character for him. And we just see this and we're like, what do we do? He's like, this could reflect bad on the campaign. And so we just keep watching, and just to see how it ended up how she took so much from that one conversation and how it was almost a test in his mind. Like, it was always a intention behind each word that he was speaking, the way he was speaking.
Interesting.
And that wasn't just that time. It was every single time he spoke to somebody, especially talking just directly to you. When he would speak to you, there was always such a power and a presence behind it.
Wow.
There was always, if you don't listen to every word he says, every consonant, every single thing that he says, you're gonna miss something that could change your entire life.
Wow. It's so interesting. So I'm looking at that scenario, and it didn't make sense to me, as many things don't with this campaign. But it just, that interaction from the notes and people that I was able to talk to didn't make sense. It didn't seem like him. I'm hearing from you that it was an intentional engagement, and really at the end of it, it turned out a lot differently than how you saw it going in. Which brings me to then, I really gotta know, the way it ended, how do you feel about that?
Well, there's many things that if I had to go back and do it all over, I would definitely try to intercept before they happen. There was somebody on the campaign with us that had very insider knowledge of Jesus, very close to him, and he was going to sell that information off to our opponents, people that didn't want to see him succeed. And when I got wind of that, I was one of the later people to get wind of that. I obviously wanted him off the campaign. Everybody did.
Makes sense, right?
It wouldn't make sense, but yet our candidate kept him on.
It's the part that I don't get. Please, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go ahead.
He's probably the first one that knew before anybody else, and he didn't tell anybody about it. He just kept it, and he kept him on the team. And it just never made sense to us because he knew what was gonna happen if he kept him on the team. If he didn't, if he let him off the team, we could have won in the landslide. And he kept him on, and it led to the end result, which none of us thought was gonna happen. And it did, and when it did, it carried weight for us all.
Sorry, I appreciate you sharing. I wonder, looking back, we all know now how it ended. And you being there, what comes up for you? What sticks out for you?
The fact that everything he did had intention speaks that in the last thing he did have intention to. And there's so many things about the campaign that I will never understand. And just overall things that I couldn't hope to ever relive and recreate. But I look back and I look at everything that happened. And it kind of makes sense to me why it had to happen that way. Now, how it happened, it never makes sense. But why it had to happen that way, I think we can also explain today.
Philip, thank you, one, for sitting with me and talking with me. And I guess I had so many thoughts in what you said just now. Because I'm looking through and it just, how? Like, how did this happen? How did that happen? And you're telling me maybe I shouldn't be looking at the how it happened, the why.
I don't think any of us could understand that. So why look at the how when you can see the why already?
Sorry, forgive me. Thank you for meeting with me. And do you mind if I reach out for any email, for any follow-ups, or I'm just wanting to kind of sit